Well, hello again. Glad to see you. We're in a different setting this week, aren't we? I am actually in my hotel room in Tennessee. I came here this week to come to a leadership workshop, and it's been an amazing trip, learning lots of stuff. And so here we are recording the video vlog from a Tennessee Best Western hotel room. You do what you gotta do, right? So this week we're gonna be talking about your most important invitation, and that is to transform your self-perception. Me too. It's the biggest thing we'll ever do, I believe, is to see ourselves how God sees us. And I'm gonna start with a story. I heard this story in a sermon by Ted Roberts in Gresham, Oregon, years and years ago, and I really connected with it, so I wanted to share it with you. So Jesus has invited you to a banquet, and you walk into this banquet hall, and it's this huge room, and it's full of wonderful smells of the dinner and beautiful lighting and maybe warm wood and this big huge table with chairs all around it for all of the people that you love that are important to you in your life. And there's this warm, welcoming, relaxed, loving, beautiful atmosphere, and it's stunning. And everybody's mingling around and just visiting and connecting, but in the most natural way, the most beautiful, relaxed way. So it's time to sit down to dinner, and Jesus is sitting at the head of the table, and you're sitting right next to him. So he actually comes and pulls out your chair for you, and you start walking towards the chair, and all of a sudden you turn and go over to the corner and start eating out of the dog's dish instead of sitting at the table at that banquet. And we do that in our lives. I know I do it all the time. He has this amazing gift for us of love and beauty and connection and intimacy. And we choose to go eat out of the dog's dish. We choose a smaller life, a one that is ugly and not nutritious and doesn't taste good. But we choose it, and we choose it because it's what we believe, who we believe we are. We believe that that's who we really are, and it's comfortable. Even though it's awful, it's uncomfortable, it's what we know, and so we choose that. It's what we do. And Jesus is inviting us to something bigger and better and more beautiful. There's a book that I'm reading, and my notes are over here on my laptop. So there's a book I'm reading. It's called Unexpected by Christine Caine, Caine. And I really am enjoying this book. And so I'm going to read a little quote out of it. She says, "God's first priority for us is always transformation, a change from the inside out. He almost always transforms us before he transforms our circumstances. When he led the children of Israel out of Egypt, he knew he had to get Egypt, their old identity and slave mindset, out of them before they could truly enter the promised land." Boy, isn't that true with us? God has to change us from the inside out, to change our thought process, our belief system, that we are sons and daughters of the King of Kings. We're not slaves. And we have to change that about how we think inside before the outward will change. There's a verse in Isaiah 43, 18 and 19, and the Good News translation says it this way. "But the Lord says, do not cling to events of the past or dwell on what happened a long time ago. Watch for the new thing I am going to do. It's already happening. You can see it now. I will make a road through the wilderness and give you streams of water there." When we begin to transform how we see ourselves, how he sees us, that's when we begin to act like who He created us to be. If you feel like you're being invited right now to step into that, I would venture to say that that's the most important thing that you can do today, is spend some time with Him, reflecting on who He created you to be. And out of that, things will change how you behave. Who we believe we are is how we will behave. So I just pray God's blessing on every single one of us this week as we begin to practice changing how we think about who we are and sit down at that banquet table with Him and begin receiving the blessings that He has. Oh, I pray each one of us can do that this week.